Should the UK government rethink its refusal to back safe injecting zones for people with addictions to intravenous drugs? Well, a Glasgow SNP MP has told the BBC that the new Home Secretary, Sajid Javid, should see the situation for himself on the streets of Glasgow. Safe injecting zones are backed by the Scottish Government. However, drug legislation is reserved to Westminster. Katie Hunter reports.
It's pretty desperate, it's pretty lonely. It's pretty confusing as well.
It's estimated there are up to 500 injecting drug users in Glasgow city centre. James used to be one of them. He now works for charity Addaction and supports fixed rooms. We're protecting his identity.
Let's not be naive here. People are going to use drugs, they're going to continue to use drugs, and they're going to take them in whatever way that they fancy taking them. To ignore that that's madness as far as I'm concerned.
Supervised injecting rooms already exist in Copenhagen and dozens of other cities around the world. They allow users to inject in a safe space. Many doctors in Glasgow support the idea.
Drug consumption rooms are an evidence-based intervention used in other cities with similar problems that have had successful outcomes, and we think the time is right to try something like that in Glasgow now.
This is, Glasgow's drug consumption rooms.
But so-called fixed rooms are currently illegal. Glasgow MP Alison Thewliss wants the new Home Secretary, Sajid Javid, to think again.
It's unacceptable that very vulnerable people are injecting in public places, that needles are being left behind, and that there's literally nowhere else for them to go, because we're not going to solve this problem by doing exactly what we've done. We need to try something different.
The Home Office says it has no plans to introduce fixed rooms, and not everyone in Scotland thinks they're a good idea.
The idea that you could somehow shift all or most of our drug injecting from where it's occurring at the moment into these settings, into these centres, would effectively mean we would have legalised drug use in Scotland. Now, the implications of that go way beyond the issue of drug-related deaths, and I suspect we would then see a marked increase, not a decrease, in drug consumption.
But with so many lives dictated by drugs, people in favour of fixed rooms say the time has come to give them a go. Katie Hunter, reporting Scotland, Glasgow.